say I'm the best neighbor person in the whole world? Which I don't know how to do. Wait, bitch, give me a cigarette. Should they give me?
That's enough.
But you don't talk about a little boy about that.
You literally broke my whole fucking teeth on me, you little fucker.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Okay, so I know 311. I know about 311. People have to deal with these situations about their stuff. We don't have to deal with it. But we have to. Here, you go in the bedroom. You're safer over there. You go. You're not safe to go.
All right. It is 83 degrees Fahrenheit. 212,823 miles on the odometer. It is 4:50 p.m. on May 3rd of 2024. And welcome back to the Please Subscribe Show with your host, Cole Spivey. Oh, man. I saw someone along the road, they were in a wheelchair. It said, first God, second others, and third you. Because I've heard of the group I Am Second, but in actuality, it's probably I Am Third. It's hard to put others above you. But I think ultimately the Please Subscribe Show is that kind of thing. People they're responsible for the fact that they put others before. Now, there's a lot of protests going on right now. Probably not only in Palestine or Israel, but in campuses across the nation. There was over 2,100 people that were arrested because they feel that others are more important than themselves. Now, there is a group called Hamas that went into Israel and killed a bunch of people, 2,400 or something like that. And from what I'm hearing, there's over 35,000 people that have been killed because of this war, and that's not necessarily putting others before yourself. There is sacrifice. Now, in order for us to win D-Day, that was in 1945 in June, or it was around that time. Doomsday was the biggest, there's the butterfly, it was the biggest armada of vessels. There were over 7,000 battleships plunging towards Normandy's beach. And there were 20 upon 30,000 or more, I think 70,000 aircraft flying over France and headed towards Germany. And we had to help a lot of people that were starving because of the Holocaust, because people were being starved to death, and genocide was at hand. There was genocide at hand. What the Americans were fighting against was genocide. They weren't fighting for a particular nation as much as they were fighting to destroy genocide, to prevent genocide. Right? So we have to get that straight. We will, as Americans, prevent genocide. We'll also be understanding about others. We will not do what the Nazis did. We won't kill alcoholics. We won't kill Jewish people. We won't kill Palestinian people. We won't kill any nation at all for any particular reason. We'll be forgiving, and we'll put others before ourselves. That's how we'll succeed as a country, because we are founded on Puritan beliefs, right? On the New Testament. It's a New Testament that we're in. So we have to learn to be forgiving. So Palestine has to forgive Israel, and Israel has to forgive Palestine, and the bigger bully will be brought down to their knees for surrender. All right, first one, 5377 and 2. All right, there's the first deputy of Fort Worth. He was a war hero. All right, 5528, 2.9. It's a nice Porsche. And Mercedes. 2 cars I plan to drive in the future. And someone out there says, over my dead body. I hate people that say that. Actually, I hate that phrase, regardless of all the dead bodies. I'm fascinated with trees, especially along pathways. These are very common. See the willows. Alright, let's do a check. So we used about 32. We're going to zero that out. This was from yesterday. We're zeroing that out. Not too bad. It's not too bad at all. Next one, 638 4, 1.5. All right, 728, 4 minutes, 1.7. All right, 821.9, 3.6. TCU, and they went to Rice. Looks like we may have a severe thunderstorm. road is called Merrick. Crosses Camp Bowie or Camp Bowie, as you like it. So Merrick, John Merrick, was played by David Bowie. This is Camp Bowie. Yeah, David Bowie played the Elephant Man on Broadway. Just past Bowie, right there. Still on Merrick. Burton. It's in Tim Burton. It's a cool little road. Burton Hill. Yeah, signs of the actual thunderstorm have hit. And that's the standard right there. Saw one of the biggest lightning bolts ever come down just a while ago, like 2 seconds ago, but I had to focus on what I was doing. But it was, I mean, it was extremely bright, thick thunderbolt that just shattered down. And when I saw it, it was in two folds, so it was one straight thunderbolt, but it had like a reflection. The thunderbolt looked like it was split. Like it was all like it was a thunderbolt plus like another thunderbolt behind it, but it was like the same thunderbolt. It was like bending light. It was really weird. I've never seen it. It was that big of a thunderbolt. I think when they get, there was a pretty big one. That was a pretty thin one. This one, like when they get that thick, they start to split some of the light. So it's like you can see through part of them. It's very strange. It was a pretty close strike. I'm gonna check WeatherBug. Yeah, you know, I've delivered in way worse, but that's what they're saying. Thunderstorm tonight. All right. April 3rd, 2024, as the recording of this. environmental sound. Goodness gracious. It seems like a lot, but really it's not. This is benign. This is more like just rain. I mean, they can call it a thunderstorm, but I'm just gonna call it rain. A rainstorm. Thunderstorm is like way more lightning than that. They can have an electric storm on the horizon. I guess it could be. Saw some people leave their apartments with kids, like they're gonna go, like drive out of it, stay in another place. Well, you never know. I grew up in all this stuff. Texas is an extreme weather state, for sure. All right, now it's 6.5, 1.7. Yeah, well, it comes and goes. You don't know Texas weather. Ooh, yeah, we've got some ponding right here. Whoa, that's undrivable. They need to do something about that quick. In the future, these will all be like live stream shows as well. They do have a few. I don't even know if that's drivable. Oh, my car cannot take it because of the undercarriage. I got a serious undercarriage cracks from the plastic. It's all plastic undercarriage kind of, or it's not plastic, but it's like similar to plastic. So it'll get up under there through the vents and it'll push the front of the car where the undercarriage protects it and it'll start dragging. So then you got to reach under there and pull it. Only the water or extreme wind will do it. But it's been tucked in there. I tuck it in there like a tie. So what it does is it goes down and it starts to scrape. Then you have to pull it out and then tuck it back underneath. Adam the Woo had the same problem, and he just had them remove the whole bottom part of the car, which is basically just a big thick plastic covering. I don't know why they do it that way. I guess for not permanent damage, because it's sensitive. It's a sensitive area, the very bottom part of the vehicle. But these trucks, they may have something different. Or other vehicles, they may not have as much of it where it can tear out. Why Kia does that, I don't know. It's one thing that I would want to talk to them about. Look again, is being advertised. It's not too bad. Anyway. Yeah, when I was doing some Grubhub stuff out in Texas Motor Speedway, which is on the outside of Fort Worth. I'm trying to think of that little community that's out there. Flower Mound's one of them, but it's on the other side of Flower Mound. It's like Texas Motor Speedway is pretty much kind of Fort Worth. Big time rain one night. It was horrible, but they don't really have too much flooding. They have a little bit. Some areas will have more flooding than the others, but it's mostly a big, Texas Motor Speedway is actually quite fun to deliver because it's mostly just like a big long drag race kind of thing. It goes one direction going towards Justin, because I would deliver as far as Justin, Texas, and then it would bring me. It was a big area. You know, it was a big area that I was delivering. The zone was fairly large. It would go all the way from Justin past South Lake. I think it even stretched to. It was a big area. It would go from Texas Motor Speedway through Keller. Let's see. Okay, all the way from Justin through Keller. I think there was another area. There's an area over there called Harvest, or I call it Harvest. Can't think of the real name of it, but it's going towards Denton. So it'd go from Harvest to Justin, pass Texas Motor Speedway going into Fort Worth, keep on going, then you have that famous highway. It's basically Denton Highway. Old Denton Highway or Denton Highway, I think. And you pass that. I want to say 377. I'll have to look on a map later. You pass that and you go in basically into Westlake, South Lake, all of those areas. There was a Chinese restaurant in Westlake. Past my father's old home, and which is Westlake, which used to be South Lake and used to be Carroll, and used to be on the borderline of Keller, but it was Westlake, and then all of those, and then I guess if you keep going right further, where that steakhouse is, real famous steakhouse, that would be man, I cannot think of that area right now. It's basically almost the outer edge of DFW Airport. It would go into DFW Airport pretty much, that from DFW Airport, and then back to Texas Motor Speedway, then back to Justin, and then all the way over. I'm trying to think of what that little area is, though. It's almost like HEB. It's almost like Bedford, maybe, or so. No, I don't know if it was Bedford. We could go through Bedford. Yeah, Bedford was part of it. But there was one little area. John Travolta, whenever he was doing his license update for his planes, had eaten at this Chinese restaurant. It's really like an airport town, right on the edge of airport. Yeah, okay, I know, it's coming to me now. Okay, so just recently, Super Enthused and her fiance, they landed at the Grapevine Mills Mall. So it's a Grapevine Mills area. Yeah, yep. So the Grapevine Mills area, Grapevine Mills Mall was even one of some locations. Yeah, there's a few Chinese restaurants over by Grapevine Mills Mall. There's a Vietnamese one too. So all the way from there, all the way going back towards Texas Motor Speedway. That was a big area, and then there was a thunderstorm that went through there. It's probably on my channel. Yeah, it's on my channel, and it was horrible. You could not even drive at all. Sorry, I had to say all that to get to that. Sorry about my descriptions on Texas Motor Speedway. I have to think about that. It's like a map in my head. Check out the film Date with the Angel. It's a 1980s film with director Tom McLaughlin. Phoebe Cates is in it. It's a very good one. The angel likes French fries.